Golden. Call me golden. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching from. Welcome to Real Talk with Vessel Golden. Today I'll just be diving straight to the issue of the day. As you've seen in the topic on the headline, it's written, "The father who slits the throat of his young 17 years old child because he discovered he was gay." I saw this story on Facebook and it really broke my heart because it brought back memories, and I started thinking about my life, that if I'd come out to my family as a transgender at home, what would I have gone through? Would my father have hated me to the extent of slitting my throat with a knife? The story is on the screen right now. It's about a 17 years old child who woke up one morning to someone attacking him with a knife, and that person was no other person than his father. His father was screaming and shouting at him if he was gay, and in his quest to defend himself, he managed to escape. But before that, his dad has slitted his throat different times. He has cut all over his throat, and he had to be placed on the artificial coma for 6 months. When he woke up, he told the whole story of what happened and how the neighbors rescued him and called the police and all that issue. If you read the story, it's really heartbreaking because you ask yourself, is your father supposed to hate you? Sorry for the noise. You ask yourself, is your father supposed to hate you that much to the extent of wanting to slit your throat with knife just because of your sexuality? This is where the psychological problem we go through as LGBT people, as trans women, as young gay feminine boys and girls. This is where the traumatizing problem comes from. The hate you get from your family. There's nothing that destroys you emotionally than when your family rejects you, when your father attacks you, when your mother hates you. I always ask myself this question: do mothers really hate their kid because of their sexuality? I'm sorry about the noise. Are mothers really supposed to hate their children because of their sexuality? It is something that I ask myself every day. Or fathers, because at the end of the day, you gave birth to this child. You saw this child grow up. You saw this child grew up among other kids. You felt the difference in this child. When they finally come out to you, should you hate them or draw them close to you? Most of us go through this trauma of our parents rejecting us, our family rejecting us. This is where you start hearing about the story of suicide, young people committing suicide. It's not because they want to commit suicide, it's because they've been dehumanized. The other day, a friend of mine told me a story about his best friend who came out as transgender to the mother, and the mother found no better way to describe her than to call her a parasite and threw her out of the house. The young lady had to move in with her grandmother who loved her. But even if the grandmother loved her, the rejection from her mother and her stepfather, to the extent of calling her a parasite, making her feel she was worthless, pushed this young lady to the place where she could not take it anymore, and she committed suicide. After committing suicide, 3 years has passed now. The mother posted 3 or 5 years, I don't know how many years, I've forgotten how many years my friend said. Some years have passed, and my friend was showing me the picture. The picture was what drew my friend's attention to tell me about the story. The mom posted on Facebook a picture with herself and her transgender daughter, saying how much she has missed her daughter, how she wished her daughter was still alive. They would have gone shopping together and a lot of things they would have done together. This is to tell you that parents regret. You regret the hate. You regret the torture. You regret causing the death of your children. You will regret it. So rather than regretting the negativity you bring into the life of a child because of their gender or sexuality, why not take that negativity and turn it to love, turn it to support, turn it to guidance? We all need our parents to guide us. We do not feel happy when our parents reject us. We do not feel happy when our family do not want anything to do with us. Most of the stories I've heard about my trans sisters who have committed suicide, If you check the background of the story, they were rejected by their family, especially their parents. We all crave for our fatherly love. We all crave for motherly love. Not everybody is strong enough to pull through life. Most of the successful trans women I've seen today, most of the successful gay men I've seen today in this world were supported by their parents, especially their mothers and their fathers. They were supported by their family always. That is how they were able to pull through life and become who they are today, because they have that blessing from their family. I don't know how parents really feel when they disown their children and throw them out, or call people to beat them up and lock them in a room. It's really dehumanizing. And that trauma will go with them for the rest of their life. Imagine this young kid waking up every morning to seeing the scar on his neck caused by his own father, the marks of knife and wound all over his body caused by his own father. He might be living his life well after waking up, but if he's not strong enough 5 years time, 6 years time, do you think he will continue seeing those scars and want to stay alive? Or he would just want to take his life and kill himself? Parents, when you do these things, remember at the end of the day, we all say God is the ultimate maker. He is the beginning and the end. And at the end of our life, we are all going to face judgment. That is what you all say as Christians and as Christian parents. Also remember that on Judgment Day, same God who is going to ask me about my sexuality and my gender is the same God who is going to ask you why you took the life of an innocent child because of their sexuality and gender. We are all equal in the eyes of the Creator. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is imperfect. We are all sinners and have come short of the glory of God. That is what the Bible says if you believe you're a Christian. The same thing applies to all other religious believers. Every religion preaches love. Every religion preaches acceptance. So at the end of the day, let's show love and acceptance to one another despite our gender and sexuality. Learn to love your children unconditionally. Learn to accept your children for who they are, although not the ones who are armed robbers and who go to kill people. But you don't see gay people killing people along the street. You don't see gay people taking guns to rob the bank. It's a sexuality, not a way of life that creates disaster to the society. It's our sexuality and our gender. It's just who we are, just the way you are, who you are. Let's learn to accept people, and I don't know how this boy is going to go through with his life. I'm happy I didn't have such a father who was ready to slit my throat. I always remember, even if my dad didn't accept me at the beginning, at the last days of his life, he gave me the best advice of my life. He told me to live my life to the fullest. I should remember my purpose for creation, and remember to continue inspiring people and become a great leader. Those are the kind of parents we need. Even if they don't understand your sexuality, even if they do not understand your gender, they should be able to give you advice that will guide you through life. They should be able to give you advice that will build you and mold you to become a great person in life. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel and watching my video. If it's your first time, remember to subscribe. It doesn't take a lot to subscribe. I do not have a lot of subscribers and I need them. I need you guys who can interact more. When I get more subscribers, I think it motivates me more to do more video. That's why you see other YouTubers who have subscribers do a lot of videos, because they have a lot of people to entertain. You guys subscribe to my channel, and those who subscribe and always coming back to watch my video, I love you guys a lot. Thank you so much. And remember to drop your comments down below what you think about parents who try to kill their children because of their gender or sexuality, or parents who disown their kids because of their gender or sexuality. For me, I think it's not right, and I think this should stop, because it really destroys us mentally and causes a lot of trauma. I love you guys, and until next week, same time, I'll be posting another video, same day. Love you guys. Bye.